guess I wasn't quite ready. Hello. We're doing 7.6 today, and we have some more formulas. Volume of a sphere. A sphere is like a ball, right? The world is a sphere. The earth. The world. What a weird thing. The earth is a sphere. A basketball is a sphere. A prism, volume of a prism. We did that. Volume is the base area times the height. Volume of a cylinder. We did that again. Base area times the height. Oh, up top. Surface area of a sphere. So today's really about spheres. I don't know why they added these. The surface area of a sphere is 4 pi r squared. So it's the area of a circle times 4. And the volume of a sphere is 4/3 the area of a circle. No, it isn't, because it's pi r cubed. You can't see that very well, but that is a 3. So again, volume is 4/3 pi r cubed, but surface area is 4 times pi r squared. So here we go. 3 quick ones. Number 1, we have a surface area of a sphere. We have a radius, is 7. They showed it both directions. It's still the radius of the sphere, either way. So here we go. Surface area is, looking up at the formula, 4 times pi times r squared. 4 times pi times r squared. It's really just a calculator problem, right? We can just put it all in the calculator straight away. Get this visible. 4, we don't have to put the multiplication symbol. The calculator knows it if you just do 4 pi. And then 7 next to it, again, the calculator knows it's multiplication, 7 squared, enter, we have our answer. If the quiz wants it in terms of pi, then we do 4 times 49. That's the 4 times 7 squared, right? And so the exact answer would be 196, surface area, times pi, units squared, because anything area is a unit squared. And then the estimated answer when we calculate the pi is 615.75 units squared. Ooh, all right, not going to do number 2, but notice they give you this, the whole distance here, the diameter is 24. So we really want the radius is 12, half of 24. So you need the radius for number 2. Just don't jump towards 24. Number 3 and 4 are the exact same thing. They just didn't give you an image. That's fine. All you need is the radius of the sphere. Still surface area. The number 5 jumps into the volume. And again, all we need is the radius. So let's take a quick peek. It's that 4/3. 4/3 pi r cubed. Here we go. 4/3 pi r cubed. Let's see, if they want the exact answer here, we'll do the 4 times the 7 cubed, and divide that by 3. It's probably going to come out to be a decimal, is my guess. So let's try it. Let's first start with 4 times 7 cubed. That's sweet. And then when we divide by 3, yeah, we get this repeated decimal. So if I want the exact, I'm going to have to put this guy here before the division over 3 as a denominator with 3. So what is it? 1372. We've got 1,372 over 3. And we haven't even touched pi yet. So there's pi. That's the volume, units cubed in volume. That's the exact answer. But if we want an estimate, we'll take this repeated decimal and we'll just multiply that by pi. And now we've got 1,436.76 rounding. So the estimate is 1,436 point, that's a comma, that's a point, 76. Ah, the calculator's in my way. There's our estimate. Be very careful to hit cubed, not squared. I guarantee one of the multiple choice answers will have, if they give estimates, they'll have it when you calculate it all correctly, except hitting squared instead of cubed to try and trick us. And again, it's all the same thing. Here you want the radius, it's 12. Do you want the radius? Yeah, you want the radius, not 24. Again, 7 and 8, they give you what you need. They just don't have an image to go with it. Moving on. Number 9. We have 2 spheres. The sphere on the left has a radius and a surface area equal to 115. A radius r, and they can't both be equal to 115. A radius of r and a surface area equal to 115 units squared. Find the surface area of the sphere twice the radius. So we need to know what the radius is for this one, and then we can just double that radius and calculate the surface area of the next sphere. So the surface area of a sphere is 4 pi r squared. Let's say this is sphere number 1. We'll call this number 1 and this one's number 2. Oops, that's not what I meant to write. They told us the surface area of that sphere was 115. So I'm going to use that information. We know this is the formula to find it, but we already know what it is. It's 115. So we're going to use that information to find the radius. We're going to solve for r. So we'll start by dividing out the 4 pi on both sides. We're not going to actually calculate it. We'll get it all calculated at once. This becomes a big old 1 times r squared, which is r squared. And over here we now have 115 divided by 4 pi. Got to get rid of the power of 2. A root undoes a power undoes a root. So the r is, its exact answer is right here. But let's find the estimate answer. We got to put all that in at once. So we'll start with our square root. And then we have 115 divided by, that fraction has more than one component. It has a 4 and a pi, so I'm going to surround it by parentheses. 4 pi is all in the denominator. Group it together with parentheses to keep it all in the denominator together. And hit enter, and we get 3.025. We'll stop there. Since we're going to use this for something else, we'll take it a little further. 3.025 is the radius for sub 1 for the first sphere. Let's double that, and we're home free, right? So multiply, so radius 2 is 2 times 3.025, and times 2 is 6.05. Radius 2 is, what's about, because we had to estimate, right? That was an estimate. Everything's an estimate now. What did I say? 6.05. And now we're ready to find the surface area of the second sphere. It's about, because the information we're using is an estimate, so everything from here on out is an estimate. Here's the formula. 4 times pi times radius squared. And it's all calculator work from here. So I can squeeze all that in. We don't have numerator, denominator, but here we go. 4 times, well, let's not do the pi. Let's do the 4 times 6.05 squared, and then we'll leave it in terms of pi. Sorry, we're starting to get lighting issues. So here we go. 4 times 6.05 squared. That'll give us 146.41. So about 146.41 times pi. It's still not an exact answer because this radius was an estimate, but it's fairly close, or it's closer than it will be when we, so I'm not even going to call that exact. And we multiply by pi, and we get 459.96. Surface area sub 2 is 459.96 units. With surface area, that's squared. I will say on the Apex quizzes, I noticed some of them, they calculated pi with 3.14. That's not as accurate as calculating with the pi button. You're not going to get as correct an answer as you would if you used the pi button. So if you get an answer that's like extremely close to something on the Apex quiz, but it's not perfectly exactly right, matching, then you probably have the right answer. It's just that Apex used 3.14 instead of the pi button. I notice sometimes they do that and sometimes they use the pi button. Anyway, that's it. I'm going to let you try the rest on your own. Follow those examples. Have a wonderful day.